Good morning, YouTubers. T-Square here with T-Square Talk. Hope everybody's having a great day, great weekend, about ready to start. It is Saturday morning. I got a great video planned out for you guys. Today, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about a story of how I got burned on crypto. And some of y'all that have been following the channel from day one actually remember this, because I've never really been a hardcore fan of crypto. However, I did play cryptos early on, got burned, and then went back in, made a good amount of money the second time, and then got out altogether. But, I saw it as a casino, and it can change. The game can change real quick. So we're going to talk a little bit about that story today, about what happened to me. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please take a quick minute to hit that thumbs up button and let me know your thoughts on it. And as always, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up. Okay, so jumping in, so probably about 4 years ago, I'd been watching a YouTuber that was talking about cryptos. Every day he was talking about cryptos, and the crypto that he was talking about was BitConnect. And I said that the returns on it were just too good to be true. They had to be. You can't double your money every other month and expect that that's normal. And it was literally happening. Every 28 days or so, they were getting like 50% returns every 28 days. And it was kind of crazy. I watched it for literally a year almost. And a lot of these guys all were just like, dude, you should put your money in, man. You shouldn't be negative on it. You're missing it. I mean, this is huge. Well, how is it making money? How does that even make sense that it's going up that much? I mean, with today's cryptos, we know it's speculation. There's people out there that think that there's going to be a bigger fool, that there will be someone later on that will buy a Bitcoin for 200,000. And so they think they can buy it at 100,000 and then they'll be able to sell it for 200,000 or 500,000 or 1 million or who knows. But with this one, they said that they had an algorithm, a program that was taking your crypto, investing it, and it just keeps moving the price up. And it was kind of funny because I watched it for almost a year as these guys were making so much money. And I talked to some of them. I even talked to one guy that did exactly what I was thinking about doing. Put some money in, as soon as it doubled, pull my money out, and then essentially leave my profits in there and let that keep going. And so I figured, well, I couldn't really go wrong if I had done that. And I watched people do it, and they said, I took it out, they paid me, everything was fine, and I felt bad that I took it out, so I put it all back in, along with even more money. And that's kind of what happens when greed sets in. There's never enough. It doesn't matter what it is. Almost everything, greed will find a way to seep into people when they see dollar signs, I guess you can say. And so I ended up putting my money in, and I only put in like $1,000. I wanted to put in 5 or 10 grand, but I still felt a little not right. It didn't seem like it made sense. Something about it. Couldn't put my finger on it, but it just didn't make sense. And so I ended up putting my grand in, and literally at 28 days, it was a crazy setup. So the way it worked, you bought the BitConnect coins, and well, actually, you started out buying Bitcoin. Then you took the Bitcoin and you exchanged it for BitConnect coins, and then you put the BitConnect coins into the system, and you let the program do its thing. And that was it. And so these coins, these BitConnect coins, kept coming off the market because they're instantly getting put into this system. So it's almost like they're essentially disappearing. People no longer have access to buy them because they're locked up for 30 days. And they told you this going into it. If you put your money in to this algorithm trading net program, you couldn't take your money out. And it was locked in for 30 days. So think about that for a minute. Nobody can get rid of them. It's almost like you can buy it, but you can't sell it for 30 days. And so more and more people started doing this, and everybody's 30 days ends at a different time period, obviously. But 30 days is a pretty big window when you think about it. Not for a 50% profit, but it's 30 days locking up money is 1/12 of a year. So I ended up having my money in there for roughly 28 days. And then all of a sudden, the program had an issue or something. I don't know what exactly happened, but they ended up releasing everybody's BitConnect tokens at the same time. So they essentially flooded the market with these BitConnect tokens. They gave them all back to the people. Now, the people had them in their wallet, but what's the first thing you do when you can't invest it anymore in that? Well, what are you going to do with them? Hold them? No. People sold them. They sold them onto the market. And we literally seen the market price on the coin just plunge. And I'm talking plunge by like 99%. It's kind of crazy to see something fall like that. But everybody all of a sudden just had their coins. They didn't want them. They sold them. And the price just plunged. But here's the thing. The company, the high-ups in the company knew what was going to happen before it happened. So as soon as the program released everybody's BitConnect coins, all of a sudden they sold theirs right there at the top. And they got out. By the time I found out the next morning, literally the coin had went from $300 to about $3. And it was kind of crazy. And then at that point, I was like, well, shoot, you already lost 99%. You might as well just leave it in there. It don't matter now. And that's exactly what I did. I just left it in there. It was a $1,000 lesson. And it worries me a little bit. Everybody always asks me why I'm so negative on cryptos. I told you guys my positive story. I bought a bunch of Dogecoin. I made a bunch of money off of it. And that was great. Everybody laughed at me when I bought it. Literally. Hundreds of people laughed at me when I was buying it. I said, I just feel right. It feels good. I'm going to buy it. And it's a meme coin. You're a fool. And then all of a sudden, at 4 cents, I'm a fool. But at like 30 cents, I'm a fool for selling. Because everybody started wanting to buy in it. And they put in little amounts of money at 30 cents. And then all of a sudden, 50 cents, 60 cents, they're putting large amounts of money in. 70 cents... It was crazy how much money was flowing into it at 70 cents. Had it not been for Robinhood saying that for the time being you could no longer buy Dogecoin, you could only sell. They said it was a programming problem, I guess you can say, or a problem in the Robinhood app. That was what caused it. Then you later found out it was something about liquidation or too much. They didn't have enough liquidity at the Robinhood for the amount of volatility this coin had, or whatever the case may be. And all of a sudden the price plunged on that too. And it plunged. It went from 72 cents all the way back down to like 10 cents. And it sat at 10 cents for a while. And 70 cents to 10 cents, think about what that is. That's like $70 or $700 down to $100. You would be pretty devastated if that happened. And I know a lot of people decided to ride out that coin, and they took big hits on it. So I would never want to be greedy. And I think the people right now that are into cryptos are at that point where they're getting greedy. It doesn't matter how much the coin goes up. It's almost like nobody wants to set a sell number at it. I hear some people, I'll say some of the wise people that leave the comments, and they're like, I take my profits out on a regular basis and I buy precious metals with it. And if you're doing that, well, hey, you're doing the right thing, I believe. You've got sound money, and you have a little bit of gambling money. And I'll be honest, I used to gamble. I love playing poker. I love going to the casinos. And I like poker the best because it's a little bit more of a strategy game, a statistics game, as opposed to something like roulette, where really there's almost no way to tip the odds in your favor. It's not luck, it's nothing. You put your money out there and that's it. And same with slot machines. Slot machines probably even worse. But on the flip side, when you're playing poker, you have a little statistics to it. But where I'm going with that is it's okay if you want to gamble a little bit. I don't sit here and knock anybody that is into Bitcoin or cryptos. And I always get comments that are negative saying basically I'm negative, and I'm not. I just really truly worry for the subscribers that have taken the time to watch these videos, because here's the thing, I don't understand all these naysayers that leave negative comments on videos that talk about gold and silver. What are they doing watching these videos? I just find it almost comical because they're so against precious metals, but they always catch these videos. They love watching them. And I don't know if that stems from a lot, and some of you may not know this, but a lot of the people that are cryptocurrency people now started out as precious metals stackers. And they believed a lot of the same stuff we believe. There's a lot of similarities in Bitcoin stacking and precious metal stacking. That they think the dollar's getting watered down. They think it's going to get inflated away. They think that there's too much of them being printed. We need something that's scarce. And that's why, Bitcoin, there's only going to ever be 21 million of them. And there will never be more than 21 million. And, some people have even made the argument, well, at least when you think about it, Bitcoin only has 21 million, but gold and silver will keep growing at a mining rate indefinitely. So it's not quite as bad as cash, but it's still growing. And growing is okay to a certain point. Growing is okay if you're growing at a reasonable rate. And basically they base that off growth of population. I mean, if we only had $100, that might have worked when there was only a couple people. But as you expand the population, at a certain point, $100 doesn't work. You need to print more money. Now with, I don't know, what are we at? 8 or 9 billion people? Last I looked. It's been a while since I've looked. You have to understand that, money has to grow. The money supply has to grow a certain amount. But here's the thing. They are growing it out of proportion now. And, I mean, we just went up to $36.2 trillion now. I mean, we just hit 36, not even, a month and a half ago? I don't even think it was that long. I mean, we're on track now where we're putting up basically $1 trillion in debt every 100 days. And here's the thing, we're going to feel that next year. Because by the end of next year, we're going to hit $40 trillion at the rate we're going. And it really doesn't matter who the president is, who's in office, whatever. Unless they make some drastic changes, this is going to continue. And that's going to continue to escalate the price of everything higher. Food, Bitcoin, silver, gold, stocks. But something inside of me just tells me that the growth in cryptocurrencies can change on a dime. And I know I don't really have any firm answer on why that is, because the likelihood of a power outage, over the whole world is pretty slim. It's possible, but I mean, will you have it when you need it? I mean, you could be in a power outage in your area, but it's not likely the system will go down necessarily due to a full power outage. But I sometimes wonder if this wasn't designed, cryptocurrencies, at least Bitcoin, the first one, wasn't designed just to absorb a lot of the inflation. I mean, when you think about when it came out, it makes sense. The timing was pretty coincidental. The timing of when people should have been pumping their money into gold and silver, but instead these gold and silver stackers are moving into Bitcoin and other cryptos. Now, whoever invented Bitcoin, I really wonder if they had anticipated all these other coins coming out. And do they really even care? If the design for Bitcoin was truly to absorb the inflation, the more the merrier. People are putting their fiat dollars, their work, their materials, their goods, their services into something that's digital. That can be essentially poof, it's gone. Hackers have gotten smarter over the years, and I know right now they say Bitcoin is unhackable. Will it be unhackable forever? If the data lines that connect the Americas to Europe were ever to be damaged in some way, what would happen? They say they only need 2 nodes to keep the system running, and then other nodes can just get on, as long as there's always 2 nodes. And I believe there's always going to be at least 2 people out there that have their nodes up and running, their computers up and running, that they're running the blockchain. It might not be in Europe, it might not be in America, it might not be, who knows, but there'll always be 2 probably. But something about it just doesn't feel right. I heard someone comment today, a Trojan horse. There's a lot of different things that could come out. With precious metals, you hold it, you own it. It's been around forever. It's definitely proven. I even heard one person say that they think that it's to get people into more digital. I mean, even people like me that has never really been a big fan of credit cards. Do I have a credit card? Of course I do. And have I used it? Yeah, only for certain items. Like when I'm remodeling a house or something like that, I need that credit card to be able to buy the supplies to remodel. So then once I could get it rented and flipped, rented or sold, I could end up paying that back. But I ended up getting more into crypto when I got into it. And now, I do use digital stuff. I have a digital wallet, that type of stuff. But I would be very leery for a lot of people, including even myself. I'm wary. I say this out of kindness. I don't want to see anybody lose money. I don't want to see anybody hurt. But there are people out there that understand. For every winner, there has to be a loser. And that's really what this video is about, is for every winner, there has to be a loser. And there are people out there that could care less if you lose your life savings, and it doesn't matter to them. All they care about is putting up another dollar, another digit on their screen. So I hope people are cautious. I hope people are still stacking. I mean, yeah, silver and gold spinning the wheels right now. We got silver just hanging out right around 31. I'm happy. It's not going up. It's not coming down. That's a pretty good sign. It's a nice consolidation pattern, nice holding pattern. I think eventually something is going to happen, and people are going to really wish they had been stacking some precious metals. So with that being said, we're going to wrap up the video here. I thank everybody for watching. I hope you hit the thumbs up and left me a comment, and I will see you guys again tomorrow on T-Square Talk. I have been super busy lately, between my car having an accident, even though it wasn't my fault, and then dealing with some medical issues. I may end up, not next week, the week after, having to take a day off from making a video, but I may still figure a way to get it up ahead of time and just have it set to go live. But it definitely won't have anything to do with what's going on that day, because I won't know. There's a chance I may be at the hospital for a day. So we'll see what happens on that note. I thank everybody for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you guys again on T-Square Talk. Take care, everybody. Have a great day, and look for them deals. It's the weekends. A lot of good deals on the weekends. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.